Before we begin, I invite you to listen to this story as you prepare to sleep. Turn the volume down low, get comfortable, and let the day slowly drift away as you listen. This is not a story to keep you awake, but a journey to calm your mind and awaken a quiet strength deep inside you. Now, imagine you are David Goggins, but not the David Goggins you know from tough workouts and powerful speeches. No, imagine you are that young boy, struggling with a past that few truly see. A boy who had to fight for every breath, for every small piece of hope. You grew up in a home where silence often breaks with harsh words and cold stares. It feels like the world is against you. Your father is strict, sometimes even cruel. The pain you feel is not just physical. It's deep inside your heart. You're young but already carrying a heavy burden that almost makes you break. You often feel alone, trapped in a body you don't understand. You wrestle with your weight, with who you are, and with the voices in your head telling you you're not enough. Each day is a struggle to survive, to find yourself in a world that feels so hard. But deep within that pain, something begins to grow. A quiet voice that refuses to be silenced. That voice, quiet and small at first, begins to grow. It's not a voice that shouts for attention, but one that quietly refuses to give up. As you walk through those hard days, your mind starts to shape itself. Not from what others say, but from what you feel deep inside. You remember the hours alone in your room, where the world seemed to pause. The sounds outside faded away, and all that remained was your own breathing. Slow, steady, rhythmic. Sometimes that voice whispered to you that you were more than the pain, more than the fear. Your body often felt tired and heavy, but you began to understand that real strength isn't just in muscles. It lives in the ability to keep going, even when everything inside screams to stop. You learned it's okay to fail, as long as you keep trying. You look back on the nights spent staring at the stars, thinking of a future that might be better. That future felt distant, almost unreachable. Yet, you held on to that small spark of hope, delicate as a butterfly softly fluttering in the silence. Now, as you hear these words, you can feel that strength growing inside you too. Not something forced, but something gentle, quietly rising. Let it wrap around you, soft and calm. Breathe in deeply and breathe out slowly. Feel your body relax, your mind finding peace. As you settle deeper into this calm space, imagine the days when the world outside felt heavy, when every step felt like a mountain. David's journey wasn't just about physical strength. It was about a mind that refused to be broken. There were times when his body ached, weighed down by pain and exhaustion, but even then, his spirit held firm. Imagine that quiet resilience inside you, steady and unshakable like a deep-rooted tree, swaying gently in the wind, but never falling. You remember the moments of doubt, the nights when fear crept in, that you might never be enough. But instead of surrendering, you listen to that small voice inside, the one that says, keep going, even if it's just one slow step at a time. Feel the calm determination rising within you now. It's not loud or demanding. It's soft, patient, and enduring, like the steady pulse of your heartbeat, constant and sure. Picture the slow, steady rhythm of a long run, not sprinting but pacing yourself. Each breath in, each breath out flowing smoothly, carrying you forward. The journey isn't about speed or victory, but about moving forward with grace and quiet power. As your body relaxes deeper, feel your mind settle. The day's worries fade away, replaced by this peaceful strength. You are safe here. You are calm. You are strong. Now, let's take a step deeper into the quiet corners of David's mind. The moments he rarely shared, the feelings hidden beneath the surface. Imagine the weight of loneliness pressing down on you, not from being alone by choice, but from feeling misunderstood, unseen. As a boy, David often felt like an outsider, different, not fitting in. The world around him was loud and harsh, but inside he carried a silence filled with questions and doubts. You can feel that ache, the quiet sorrow of wanting to belong, to be accepted for who you truly are. It's a feeling many know, but few speak about. And yet, within that ache, there's a seed of something stronger. Think of a fragile seed buried deep in the soil. It's dark, hidden, but it holds the promise of growth. Despite the harsh conditions, the seed pushes upward, slowly but surely. That seed is your resilience, your untold strength. David's journey was not a straight path. There were days when the pain felt unbearable, when the scars inside seemed too deep to heal. But even then, he made a choice: to face the darkness instead of running from it. Feel the courage it takes to look at your own shadows, to accept your past without judgment. It's a quiet bravery, the kind that doesn't shout, but whispers, "I am still here. I am still standing." As you breathe in slowly, imagine drawing that courage into yourself. Let it fill your chest, expanding gently like the morning light. And as you breathe out, release the heaviness of doubt, fear, and pain. You are not alone in this. This quiet strength connects us all. A soft, steady heartbeat beneath life's noise. Now imagine yourself walking home from school, back when you were still that boy. The sky is gray, your backpack feels too heavy, and your thoughts are louder than the world around you. You wonder if people see you, if they know what you're carrying. But most don't. They only see the surface. You learned early not to show pain, to hide the fear, to smile when your heart was tired. And so you became a master of masks. You smiled when you were breaking. You laughed when you wanted to cry. You acted strong when you felt anything but. It's okay to remember that now. There's no shame in it. That wasn't weakness. That was survival. And survival takes strength. A strength many will never understand. You kept moving forward, even when no one was cheering you on, even when the only voice encouraging you was your own. Whispering quietly over and over again, "Don't stop. This is who you truly are. Not the medals, not the miles, not the image the world sees. You are the stillness beneath the noise, the fight that no one saw, the peace that lives beneath your pain. And now you don't have to fight tonight. You don't have to prove anything. You've done enough. Right now, your only job is to rest. Let's take a few quiet moments to breathe together. Breathe in slowly, through your nose, gentle, like pulling air through silk. Hold it, just for a moment. Feel it filling your chest. Now exhale, soft, controlled, like fog on a cold window. Let's do that again. Inhale slowly, deeply, steady. Hold, and exhale, fully, calmly, peacefully. Good. Now let your breathing return to a natural, soft rhythm. Let each breath carry you further away from tension, further into rest. It's late. The world is quiet. The stars are high above, and the streetlights hum like tired candles in the dark. You're alone. Just you, your breath, and the steady rhythm of your feet against the pavement. You're running. Not fast, not loud, just steady. One foot, then the other. Tap, tap, tap. The cold air brushes your skin, but it doesn't bother you. You felt worse, much worse. You listen to your breathing, in and out, like ocean waves gently reaching the shore. This run isn't about speed. It's not about distance. It's about peace. A kind of peace only earned through struggle, through showing up again and again and again. You pass empty houses, sleeping neighborhoods, silent intersections. No one sees you. No one's watching. And that's what makes this moment pure. You're not doing it for praise. You're doing it thoughtful. Because this is who you are. There's a strange kind of comfort in the pain, not suffering, no, but presence. The way your body and mind meet in this quiet war and become allies instead of enemies. And then, as the run ends, you slow down, your breath heavy but calm, your legs tired but proud. The night air wraps around you like a blanket, cool but not cold. You stand still for a moment, listening to the silence, feeling alive. The sky begins to soften. Morning light begins to bloom like warm ink on paper. You lace up your shoes again, this time to walk. Slowly, mindfully. Each step feels grounding. The ground beneath you is steady. You feel the first sunbeams on your skin. The day is beginning, but there's no rush. You earned this quiet. You are this quiet. Birdsong flickers in the distance. Dew shines on the grass. And for the first time in a long time, you feel still, truly still. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are okay with all of it. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are the quiet strength that rose from it. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to feel proud, not because others say so, but because you kept going when no one else saw. You are enough. You are whole. You are safe now. Let that sink in, not in your mind, but in your heart. Let it wrap around your bones like warmth. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Even in your stillness, you are strong. You're standing in front of the mirror. The light is dim, but you can see the outline of your body. You're overweight. Your stomach hangs heavy. Your face is tired. Your eyes, they don't lie. You feel defeated. You've let yourself go. Not out of laziness, but because somewhere along the way, you stopped believing things could be different. You work nights, spraying for cockroaches in greasy kitchens. A job that pays enough to survive, but not enough to dream. The uniform you wear is soaked in sweat by morning, and still, you go home, sit on the couch, and escape into food, noise, distraction. You eat not to feed your body, but to silence the pain. But the silence never lasts. One day, something shifts. A commercial flashes by. Navy SEALs, men jumping from helicopters, crawling through ice water, pushing past the limits of the human body. And for some reason, it stays with you. You laugh at first, disbelieving. You, a Navy SEAL? You weigh nearly 300 pounds. You've never even run a mile. But the seed has been planted. And the voice, that old voice, the one you tried to forget, begins to whisper again. What if? You start looking into it, what it takes. And when you finally pick up the phone and call the recruiter, his words hit you like a hammer. You're too heavy. You'd need to lose over 100 pounds in 3 months. Disbelieving. That's impossible. He laughs. Not cruelly, but with disbelief. And you don't blame him. Because even you don't fully believe it. But something in you doesn't let go this time. For the first time in years, you don't turn away from the mirror. You stare into your own eyes and think, no one's coming to save me. I have to do this myself. So it begins. Quietly, painfully. You wake up early. You start walking. Just walking. Then you jog. You can't breathe. Your legs scream. But you don't stop. You cut out everything. The milkshakes, the fast food, the excuses. It hurts, but so did staying the same. Each day is a mountain. You fail, fall, get back up. You weigh yourself every morning. You write down your goals. You talk to yourself in the mirror. You scream, you cry, you push. You begin to become something else. And even when no one sees your progress, you keep going. Because for once, you are doing it for you. Let that stay with you now, not as motivation, but as a soft knowing that real change doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being honest. Honest enough to say, I'm not okay, but I won't stay here. And as you rest now, feel that version of yourself waking up, quietly, stronger, still. Discipline isn't loud. It's not the shout of motivation videos or the slam of a weight in the gym. It's the quiet choice to get up anyway. It's waking up before the sun, tying your shoes with heavy hands, stepping outside when your body begs you to stay in bed. It's uncomfortable, lonely, and yet it's yours. You don't need energy. You don't need confidence. All you need is the decision not to quit. Goggins didn't become strong overnight. He became strong in the silence. On the days when no one saw him run, when there were no cameras, no cheering, only pain, sweat, and his own thoughts. That's where you build it. Not with noise, but with repetition, with showing up, with choosing to suffer on purpose, because you know what it will build inside you. Most people run when it gets hard, but not you. Not anymore. Now, you lean into it. You start to see pain as a message, not to stop, but to focus. Each sting in your lungs, each burn in your legs, tells you, this matters. You are forging something that cannot be given. Something that can only be earned, slowly, painfully, quietly, and in the stillness of your room. As you lie in bed tonight, you can feel it growing inside you. A quiet fire, small, but alive. White. It begins before dawn. The world is still black, the kind of black that feels endless. You're standing on the beach, barefoot, soaked in ocean water, uniform heavy with salt and sand. The cold wraps around you like a second skin. You don't shiver anymore, you've gone past that. Your body doesn't feel like your own. Everything aches, from your scalp to your toes. You can barely feel your fingers, but you're still here. Voices bark commands. You drop, you crawl, you get up, you run. The bell, that cold brass bell that ends it all, rings behind you every few minutes. Another man quits, another soul broken. But not you, not tonight, not yet. You tell yourself, just make it to the next breath. Not to the next mile, not to the next hour, just one breath. Then another. The sand sticks to your skin like paste. You taste salt in your mouth. You can't tell if it's from the ocean or your own sweat. They yell, you respond, but your voice is hoarse, your lips cracked, your lungs burn. And still, you keep moving. This is Hell Week, the part of SEAL training designed to break you. No sleep, no comfort, just water, pain, cold, and fear. Most don't make it. And in the quiet moments, when the instructors turn away, you hear a voice in your mind, a familiar voice, the one that's been with you since you were that scared, overweight kid looking in the mirror. You don't belong here, it says, and then another voice answers, calm, steady. But I'm still here, aren't I? You watch men stronger than you quit. You see them walk to that bell with their heads down, and in those moments, you realize, it's not muscle that survives this. It's not toughness, it's belief. Not loud belief, not shouting, just quiet, stubborn belief that no matter how bad it gets, you will not quit. And so, hour by hour, wave by wave, you survive. Not because you're fearless, but because you made peace with the fear. Not because you don't hurt, but because you stopped running from the pain. The cold doesn't leave you. Even when the sun rises, your bones remember it. Salt still burns in the raw places on your skin. Your uniform never dries. They call it surf torture. You lock arms with the other trainees, lying flat on your backs in the freezing ocean. Waves crash over your face, your chest, your ears. You can't breathe. You can't think. All you hear is water and silence. And then the sharp pain. Your knee gives out. Not a twinge, a pop. You know something is wrong, but you say nothing. You limp when they're not looking. You clench your jaw. You hide the limp. You keep going. But eventually, they see it. You're pulled, medically dropped, SEAL training over. You go home, sit in your car, The silence is louder than ever. You feel like you failed again, but something in you says, no, not this time. You come back again and again, 3 times, broken bones, surgery, pain, and still you return until finally the day comes. You complete BUD's place, you earn the trident, you become a Navy SEAL, but that wasn't the end. You thought becoming a SEAL would silence the voice, that it would fix everything. But it didn't. The voice was still there. So, you kept going, looking for the edge, pushing further, finding out what else was hiding inside you. You found endurance running, the ultimate test of mental resilience. No medals, no crowds, just you and the road. You ran your first ultramarathon without training. 100 miles on broken legs. You taped your feet, took salt tablets, passed out in the bathroom, woke up and finished. The world started to watch now. But you didn't run for the world. You ran to find yourself. More races followed. Moab 240, Badwater 135. Races through desert heat, mountain ice, sleep deprivation, hallucinations, pain so deep it turned into peace. You didn't run fast, you ran far. You ran through yourself, past every limit. Then came the pull-up record. Over 4,000 pull-ups in 24 hours. Skin torn from your hands, muscles locked. But still, you held on. For hours, days, until the bar itself bent beneath you. You didn't do it to impress. You did it to answer a question only you could ask. Who am I when no one's watching? And now you rest. Not because you're done, but because rest is part of the journey too. You've proven what needed to be proven. You've lived through storms. You've turned pain into purpose. You've walked through fire and came out quiet. The voice in your head, it still speaks, but now it speaks with respect. So now, let it settle in you. This wasn't just a story about David Goggins. This was a story about you. Because he didn't start as a superhero. He wasn't born disciplined. He wasn't fearless. He was broken, overweight, lost, in pain. And he changed. One breath at a time. One step. One silent promise. I will not quit. He was told no. He was told it was impossible. He was told to give up. And he didn't listen. So if he can do it, with everything against him, then so can you. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you've been through, what you think you lack. Your story is still being written, and there's more inside you than you can possibly imagine. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Just keep going. Quietly, gently, but always forward. If this story helped you feel even just a little more grounded, a little more still, consider subscribing. There's more waiting for you here. More stories, more quiet strength. Now rest. You're safe. You've done enough for today. And tomorrow, you begin again.